What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of NY Giants Rush, where we talk about Giants football 52 weeks of the year. Does anyone else do that? I don't know, but we're dumb enough to do it, and you're dumb enough to listen. That's why we're meant to be together. So I appreciate everybody jumping in, hanging out with us. We love you guys dearly for all the support. We've had a ton of milestones this week. We got Nikki back in the house. We got Alex from Texas. He's popping in. We were just talking about zombies in the back room a couple minutes ago. So that's a whole nother story. But thank you for tuning in for another episode of Giants Rush. Like I said, we're always talking Giants all year, on season, off season, above the season, below the season. And we appreciate everything that you do for us. Let's bring in the crew. Let's bring in Alex. Wow. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me back.
Come on, dude. You know I'm going to have you
feeling
back.
Like you're going to be like, we're done. We're done with you, man. It's been real, but we'll see you later. I'm waiting on that. It hasn't come yet, so I'm excited.
No, dude, listen. I take a look. Ask anyone on the team. Be like, yo, am I okay with the Rush crew? Like, once you're in the fold, it takes a lot for you to get booted. I'm really, I'm a loyal dude. And when the season comes, we got so much going on at one time. We'll be doing like 9 things together. You'll be like, yo, man, all right, Santucci, I need a break from you. Like, we got time out, right? So right now is the off season. We're kind of cruising, right? We're just cruising along. Right. It's kind of like, I pick you up every 2 or 3 blocks, but in the game, when the season comes, like, yo, dude, like we're like on the same moped and you're riding on the back and we're like jammed on there together. We're together so much. So you're part of the fam, dude, especially representing down in Texas.
Somebody has to, right?
Yeah. Let's bring in 6. What's up, Nick?
What's up?
Everything's up. There's a lot up.
Oh, did I stumble on the wrong show? Guys, need a minute? Oh
no, you're on Giants Rush. We're always
You're talking about everything's up. I don't know.
Well,
zombies backstage.
We were, but there's bigger things happening for Rush.
I know. We had a lot of milestones this week.
Yeah, we did.
So
we'd like to. I need a beer. I don't have a beer handy. It's over there in the beer fridge. I only have a Red Bull. So in case they want to sponsor us, I'll take the Red Bull.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Starbucks, if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah,
I'll take that too.
I normally have a beer handy, but I don't. But I want to toast all you people. Okay, at a pound. Yep, for 1,000 subscribers to the YouTube channel. All right, 10,000 followers on the Twitter account. And we also announced the Adriana, the new addition. The team is intact. We are basically right in line with the Giants, right? We had a draft. We drafted Alex. Then we brought in, we off of, off the free agent wire, we brought in Adriana. So we're crushing it, right? I've got a big announcement coming up next week with a new interview. We interview only the best of the best. People like Alex, right? They say, who are you going to interview now? Well, we always interview really cool players. So, Alex, if I had to ask you who you want me to interview that's obtainable, there are 3 or 4 guys that are unobtainable. Who would you want me to interview if I could get him on? I'll give you a hint. It's a defensive player.
Is it Banks?
It's a current player.
Oh.
and it's not Banks because his
No.
people said no.
Oh, they were just not about it. Oh man, I have no idea, dude. I'm drawing a blank
I'm glad
completely
you
right
have
now.
no idea. You know why I'm glad? Because I can't tell you.
Okay, all right. I was gonna be disappointed anyways. Right?
So I wanted to let you down. I
just
wanted to let you down
wait.
easy. I want to let you down easy. That we are going to have a slamming interview coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm working on. I'm this close. All right, Nikki.
Yeah.
We did hit some milestones. Thank you for reminding me about that.
We did. Can I just address the room real quick?
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay,
all
I
ears.
just want to tell everybody I'm not leaving. We're welcoming new team members. I'm getting some DMs asking if I was leaving because another girl came on. I am not. We're just adding to the team. We're one big happy family. No need for Team Nikki. I appreciate you guys, love you guys, but we're all one big team here. So I just want to let everybody know that.
All right. So if that is something that's out there, have to understand people like I'm looking for, the right crew, right? That we all get along. We all create different types of content. Some guys want to do their own thing. That's cool too, right? But we got people that want to talk Giants all the time. They got, so I'm always looking to add. But now I'm at a point where, like, let's say, I don't know, I'm on a boat and it sinks and I'm stuck like Gilligan's Island and I have no one to run the show. Now I know like Alex can run the show, Nikki can run the show, Spartan can run the show. So I needed enough people in the pipeline in case something like I got shipwrecked. Or I don't know, maybe like I got eaten by a whale. Or kidnapped.
Or you
kidnapped.
Zombie apocalypse,
alien
like you guys were
abduction.
talking about.
Zombie apocalypse, yes. Any of those things can potentially happen to me because sometimes it feels like that's happening. So I buzz the team. So the team is in place. I love it. They all do something well, especially Adriana. She's like real into the videos, and like we've got Spartans, hosting shows, and Danny's like producing stuff for 6. I mean, it's cool. We got a good people. So all right, let's get into what we're here for. They don't want to hear me jabbering all night. Let's talk Giants.
Y'all want to talk Giants then?
Okay. I do want to talk some Giants.
Okay.
Oh, I thought this was Zombie Apocalypse podcast. Sorry.
You know what?
I don't know, but Jay is already getting feisty in the chat already.
I know. Jay's always feisty. All right.
I like guys, a feisty guy.
I want to talk to you about something that I think we it's not a big topic, but I want to bring it to our attention that the offensive line, we've got Andrew Thomas. He's our best offensive lineman. 6, if I had to ask you, now I know you know the answer, but if I had to ask you just out of the blue, I'm like, we're at a bar and they go, hey, you're the Giants girl. I know you're on that Rush show all the time. Oh, wait, you host your own show called Rush Hour. Who's the Giants' second best lineman? What would you say to that question?
Bredeson.
Alex, I happen to be in Dallas and I'm on a conference. I stroll into some other podcast called like something Gravy. You guys are talking zombies. I stop the show and I say, Alex, who's the Giants' second best lineman? What would you say?
It's got to be Ben Bredeson.
See, we agree.
See, that's why they both just asked about adding bodies. That's why. Look right there. Because they're that good. They know the answers to this stuff before I even ask it. So Bredeson gave up 0 sacks last year. He gave up only 12 pressures in 621 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite wrap my arms around it, but I'm going to ask you, Alex, does he have a place in the starting lineup? Is it at center? Is it at guard?
I definitely think he has this spot in the starting lineup. I feel like just getting JMS though, I don't see him being the center unless it's like a progression for JMS, maybe week 1 or whatever. But I feel like JMS is our guy, so we're starting him at center. I think he's a starting guard day 1, no matter what, right?
I would agree with that. Nikki, do you agree with that? Like Bredeson comes in, starts guard day 1 because as Alex just alluded to, JMS, they want him to start, right? They want him to start right out the gate. So Bredeson starts at one of the guard positions?
Yeah, because I think Azudo, he's still got to work on his footwork there. He's still got to work on, his blocking skill. So I think, him being on his rookie contract, I think the Giants would obviously want Azudo to take that starting job. But listen, they're not going to put like a project there at left guard. So I think, it's Bredeson's spot to lose.
Love it. And Azudo's coming off injury. So he's got a little bit, way to come back. All right. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention in case they weren't paying attention to the numbers. 0 sacks, 12 pressures out of 621 snaps. That's pretty damn impressive for a guy we kind of like. We're like, oh, I don't know. Do we want this guy? I'm like, wait a minute.
581 snaps at left guard, 30 at center, 8 at right guard.
See, Rush is always dropping info on you.
Yeah.
People. Want to welcome everybody in the room. I see Darius and Jay and Dan. I see Mike and Mark. I see the other Mark. I see Mike. Only Mike. I haven't seen Mike in a long time. Mike, welcome back. A couple of you guys pop in the room. I see Danny B. What's up? Glad you guys. Wait a minute. What does he say? Craig complains about everything before this. What's Jay talking about? What am I complaining about?
I don't know. Jay's on one tonight. Woo.
Yeah, seriously. I see you, Brad. Welcome, all you guys. Love you guys piling in the room, piling up on me. But you guys love me, and you know it. All right. So I just wanted to bring that up. Secondly, is something I want to talk about because it's kind of gone under everybody's skin, including mine. And as much as I complain, Jay, about stuff, I will say that, this is a little bit different because everybody seems to be on fire about this topic. Let me bring it to the forefront, and then I'll hand it to you guys. This late last week, there was we're calling this the rookie spotlight, right? So I even made a little banner up that says, rookie spotlight, Jalin Hyatt, right? So there was some information that came out from an anonymous source. I think you guys all saw that, the anonymous source, that was from an NFL executive that described Hyatt as squirrely and naive. And then the second quote was, and I'm going to read the quote, doesn't know if he totally gets it as far as being a pro. What does that even mean? Like a professional or a pro player? Because I hate to tell you, he's not a pro player yet. So what is he going to get about being a pro player before he's a pro player? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand. It sounds like a lot of jealousy, but I'm going to give you that in a second, right? So then the other coach says he thinks Hyatt is arrogant, like he's got it all figured out. So evidently, these guys are teeing off on Hyatt. Let's just start there. What you guys think about the quotes, and then we'll get into why. And then my favorite one, guys, ready? The quote was, Hyatt struggled to make an impact until late in the season. I'm going to hold that one because I went game by game and I looked up his season last year, because this is just bull crap on like multi-level. So, Nikki, going to start with you. You can pick any quote you want. Just somehow explain to me what any of these quotes mean, because it sounds like what's the cliche? I don't know, sour grapes, or it sounds like someone's trying to tank this kid, or I don't know what it is. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, salty bitches is basically like what you're looking for. I think that's what you're looking for. Yeah. The anonymous pisses me off so much. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're an NFL executive. Say it with your chest and put your name on that shit, because we come on here, and God knows I do. I go out and blast everybody on Twitter. I don't care. I'll say this, and for all of you who said to me that I was wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about with Jalin Hyatt, I stood right in front of this kid and listened to his interview. I stood at the podium. He's not arrogant. He is confident. There is a line between arrogance and confidence. Okay. He has said that he is very grateful that the Giants picked him. He has got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove everyone who passed on him Wrong. He's ready to win. He's here to work. He understands he's got a long road to go, but he is so happy to be here. I don't understand like where it's coming from. It just sounds like jealous haters. And oh, by the way, what good, great wide receiver is not an arrogant diva? Most great people are overly confident, arrogant, except if you're a woman, then you get called a bitch for being that. But honestly, why do we want to take this kid's edge away from him? Let him be confident. Let him have a chip on his shoulder. Go out there and prove everybody wrong. I don't know where it's coming from. And I just can't stand it. I really wish these people would come forward and say what you got to say. Anonymous inside source with nothing to back it up.
Love it. Alex, you've got a good sense of humor. I've watched the stuff that you do. You're a funny cat, right? In my family, we have this joke between my kids and my wife. Am I funny or am I fun? Right? And my kids are always like this, Dad, you're fun. You're not funny. I'm like, what do you mean I'm not funny? They're like, you're not funny, but you're fun. So you are a funny cat. So explain to me this. What does it mean when an anonymous executive describes Jalin Hyatt as squirrely and naive? Like, what does that even mean?
What does squirrely mean?
Like, was he like jittery?
He's a 21-year-old man.
Did he do like a bunch of pre-workout? Like he was on his way to the weight room and they were like, hey, let's talk to you a little bit. And he was like, all right. And he's got a little bit like a bit of pre-workout jitters. Maybe he just took that pre-workout. He's getting a little hyped up. Maybe that's what squirrely was. I don't really, was he in a tree?
No,
climbing trees while they were talking to him.
No.
Like I don't know, but like was he was eating a bag of nuts? I have no clue. But yeah, squirrely doesn't really make a lot of sense. Naive, like and that goes along with the like he's not doesn't know how to be a pro. It's like that. I don't know how to be an employee at a company until I've been an employee at the company. Kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's like you're just that's the generic. Like I didn't really do a lot of research on this guy, but I'm just gonna give you the generic answer. Like Devontae Smith when he went to the Eagles. I wanted the Giants to get Devontae Smith, but the second we didn't get him, I was like, I don't know. He's too skinny. Guy sucks. Like, never going to pan out. He was a system. He was an Alabama wide receiver. Like, without that, he's nothing. Like, you do that. You do the spin zone. And so it's like, they were like, damn it, we didn't get Jalin. No, dude, that guy sucks. He's naive. Squirrely. Really squirrely. Yeah. I have no idea. He thinks that he has it all figured out. That was the guy, the old guy, when they were getting lunch that, like, he cut in front of him. It was like, yes. Thinks he knows everything. He knows the buffet line. You're like, yeah, dude, like you didn't pick up a tray. Like that's who that guy is.
You just nailed it. It's a total like I don't really know a lot about this guy, but I'm being asked, so I'm gonna give you the rubber stamp and generically just bump, right? Like I mean, you just nailed it. You just nailed it because like anyone who did any research on him, prior to the combine or the draft. They'd probably be able to give you some education on him, right? But it's easy to say, well, he's immature and he's he doesn't know how to be, a pro. Well, no, I hate to tell you, the 350 guys that went to the combine, none of them know how to be a pro, right? Because they're not pros. So, great analysis. I love it. I'm gonna address this one because this one just drives me crazy, right? It says, struggled to make an impact until late in the season. The words I want to use right now would be so inappropriate because I just want to be like, with that, okay?
Like an Alabama game.
All right, you ready?
Ready, give it to us.
Okay. Game 2 against Pitt, he had 11 receptions for 75 yards. Okay, so that's just game 2. It's not a bad day at the office, right? Game 3, 5 receptions for 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. Well, that sounds like production early in this season, does it not? Game 5, 4 receptions, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns. So let's see. In the matter of the first 5 games, okay, he's got 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Sounds like a pretty good early start to me, but it doesn't end there. Game 6, something happens. Couldn't tell you what. Maybe he's drinking the Red Bull and he got wings because game 5, Mr. Hyatt had 6 catches for 207 yards and hold it, wait for it. 1, 2, count it with me. 3, 4,
5.
5 touchdowns
Yeah.
against Alabama and
Yeah.
Nick Saban. Where
Yeah.
on God's green earth does this quote make any sense? Jalin Hyatt struggles to make an impact until late in the season. At game 5, he's already got 700 yards and 9 touchdowns. Again, and he had 5 versus Alabama. That's not late in the season. Wait, but it doesn't end there. On game 7, which is pretty much the middle of the road, right? They played 12 games. But one game over 500, it still gets better. Now he's got 7 receptions for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. So let me explain this to you. At game 7, okay, he's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Game 7, he's got 11 touchdowns, and he's got 200, 300, 400, 500. He's got 650 yards and 11 touchdowns, and that's at week 7. Where in God's green earth does this guy figure out that late in the season is in the first 7 games?
Is it whoever said it is just ignorant prick.
He didn't
really.
watch it.
They didn't watch. They don't know anything about him. They're ignorant. They're jealous. They didn't get him. That's all it comes down to. All haters are just jealous people. And I have to say, Jay, are you okay in the chat? We're diluting the Rush brand. I mean, maybe you want to come on Rush Hour and get it off your chest on Wednesday. Let us know. I'll hook you up with the link. Good Lord.
Funny faces. Like what kind of like this?
I'm not sure.
Like that? Or
I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know.
Now
I feel
you
like
gotta keep doing it.
Jay's going to say it with his chest, though, and I respect that. So,
hey, yeah.
unlike
Listen,
these anonymous inside sources that people who, you know, what's funny when I will like correct somebody because I was actually there and witness like who asked what question, and you know what I mean. And then people come back at me and say, "Oh, you're stupid. You're a dumb bee. You don't, you don't know what you're talking about." And literally, like another reporter will be like, "Yes, she does. She was standing right there." And like, no, she's stupid. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I don't get people. So we can't pay attention to the noise is the point of the story.
Yep. There is a lot of noise, and it does. And I think you guys.
I do like anonymous being the source, though, because that's the basis of all this, which just means I could have made this up.
It probably was.
I could have made up anything.
You know what? Because you know what, Alex? You live in Texas. I can't fully trust you. I mean, I know you say you're a Giants fan, but how do I know? Not like a closet Cowboys fan.
Oh, I would die before becoming a Cowboys fan.
I don't know.
Would never.
I don't know.
Would never.
Yeah. I can't really say that. Like all the stuff I've followed Alex on, there's no shot he's a Cowboy.
That's what a good spy does, Craig. Come on.
Oh, no, I hate Dallas, everything. Like I was dogging on the Stars. Like no one cares about hockey down here. And I was trash talking the Stars all the way until they were eliminated. And I was just like, I don't have a problem with Dallas hockey, but they're from Dallas, so I do have a problem now.
That was just in Dallas 2 weeks ago. Wasn't a fan, honestly.
Not great.
Yeah,
cool
why
ball.
is the city like a ghost town? Like where? Like, what? I don't understand.
Alex is Houston, I think, right?
Oh, okay. Well, still.
I would never be there. No.
But aren't you closer to Houston?
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
Yeah,
it's like 3.5 hours, 4 hours away.
Yeah. So, and I don't get me wrong. I vetted the man out. I know. I vetted him. I had to follow.
I got Giants on my back. I got the tattoo and everything. So I'm authentic.
Let's see it.
Oh, let's see.
This is I think I got this when I was 15 years old, 16 years old.
Let's see.
It's not that big. It's still on the back there, but
okay. The man's got
it was a 16-year-old tattoo.
Are you guys satisfied now?
I am.
All you people out there, Jay, are you satisfied now? The man's got to.
Guys really take it. No, they got to win the long game here.
I mean, they're so.
I don't know.
I watch a lot of spy shows. Moving
on.
Yeah. I'm if you're gonna have to take my word for it.
Okay.
All right. Wrapping up the Hyatt thing. I think the kid's gonna have a great year. I'm excited to watch him play, and he's gonna shut all these guys up, regardless if he's 1, 2, or 3. Out of the gate. The other thing that I did mention was, I think Nikki, you'll know this because, I don't remember who it came from, if it came from Patricia or if it came from Jordan, but someone even says that they're seeing Hyatt after practice running extra routes with Jones. So I don't think an arrogant, I know everything kind of kid stays after practice running routes with your QB.
No, they don't. So,
like
I said, he said he's so grateful to be here and he wants to win. He wants to put in the hard work. He wants to be part of this team. He wants the team to succeed. So I don't know how you get arrogance out of that, but I would say that it's like we said, I don't think you know this kid. You probably haven't really talked to him. You haven't researched him. And I don't still know what squirrely means. So
yep.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's plenty of guys that don't pop. Popper. I mean, like Jamar Chase, sophomore year, had 313 yards. Okay, as a freshman. As a sophomore, he had 1,700, and he came to the NFL. Right. We have Wandale on our team. Wandale, as a sophomore, had 400 yards.
Yeah.
Had 1,300 his junior year and came out. Right. If I'm not mistaken, even Jefferson, popped his junior year.
Yeah.
Didn't have a great sophomore year. So guys bloom late. They've got other guys in front of them. So there's nothing.
Look at the program he's at too. He's at Tennessee. Tennessee wasn't knocking doors down 2 years ago. So it's you're not going to notice their best receiver when they're losing 6 games a year. They're not going to be on TV. People aren't going to be seeing all of that.
It's just going to take some time for some of these guys, to get a chance of getting a starting lineup. Not all of them, start 3 years or 4 years. But I'm just saying, guys like
Wandale. I do hope we get to see him on the field.
Who, Wandale?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll probably see him by November. But Wandale, Chase, Jefferson, they all didn't have multi years of big years. And remember, Hyatt did get drafted in the 3rd round, right? So for whatever reason, he fell to the 3rd round. I mean, the kid's going to be given an opportunity to take the top off the defense.
Yep.
And he's going to be the,
he's going to,
the darling if he catches some touchdowns, right?
I think also
go ahead.
Oh, remember Jamar Chase before his rookie year? There was that rumor that it was well, he's thrown off because the NFL ball doesn't have the white line on it like the college ball did. And it was Jalen or Jamar Chase can be a bust, dude. There's no way this guy pans out. He can't translate to the NFL. And I was and actually, he's going to be rookie of the year. He's going to go to the Super Bowl. He's going to be fine.
That's my dude right there in fantasy.
Yeah, he's a dog.
So my guy. That is my guy.
I think Jay has been smoking something, right?
Jay's on one tonight. He is.
Yeah, he says, I know Craig hates guys and tries to be positive. What guys do I hate?
So many on.
Yeah, I think he's hitting the bong hard tonight, which is fine. To each his own.
Yeah, nobody judges.
I don't need to try to be positive or prove myself to anybody, Jay. I'm just telling you how it is. Wandale will be back in November. He's small. It was not the right pick in the second round. But he's a giant now, so we root for him, and we hope he gets, he comes back healthy. He's got to have an uphill battle.
That's why I just want to. I would love to see his talent, to see him in person and practice, see how fast he was, and then just get hurt. It's oh God, I feel bad, especially being so young. It's and I want to see him out there. I want to see what he can do.
Yeah. Well, we got 30 slot receivers, right? So someone.
We got a crowded room.
On Madden, we would be the best just Hail Mary team ever. Think how awesome that would be. I want to buy Madden just to do that and just be everybody all goes.
Just to run Hyatt, Wandale, Shepard, and Slayton all down the field one time, just chucking it up.
Somebody's going to catch it, right? Somebody will be open.
If they can separate.
Jay, what is your deal, dude? What? I'm going to ignore you in a second. What is his problem?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. He's not like this on Rush Hour.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jay's Jay. I mean, we mostly ignore him for the most point when he's like this. And then next week he's all hey, I love you guys. Jay, no one hates anyone, Jay. Relax. Settle down, Sparky. Nobody hates anyone.
Maybe he has a favorite
a pick.
combo of Rush Crew that he likes.
Yeah,
and
I don't like the pick. He says
you're allowed to say that.
Here, look, Chad summed it up right there. Maybe dude's going through something. Yeah, menopause.
I feel like they're lashing out.
Yeah. So, hey man, look, at the end of the day, anybody that wears Giants blue, we root for him, right?
Yeah.
But I think your point
Sometimes
before was Devontae Smith. You wanted him, and then you went to the Eagles, and you're like, heck with that guy. I hate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's move on to something else. That's been pretty polarizing since we talked all about Jalin. Is OTAs this week. Everybody's just really fixated what's going on in OTAs. Anything to you guys that stuck out in OTAs? There's been a lot of reports on different guys catching touchdowns. There's only been 2 interceptions all OTAs, and that's like a big deal, right? So Jones is protecting the ball.
He's throwing deep a lot more. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jones is throwing deep a lot more. So that's something that everybody's been noticing. And, that's just so that Brian Dable said they're trying new things, obviously. And Daniel Jones is feeling more comfortable trying to get to know his wide receivers, and they want to see what they can do too. So it has been noticed that he is throwing deep a lot more.
Yeah. Anything, Alex? Anything that you like that you've been listening to, reading, seeing? I mean, a lot of different subplots going on.
Yeah.
A lot of wide receivers in the room.
My notes coming into this was Daniel Bellinger jacked.
Oh,
he looks really jacked, so that's good for us. We're gonna have
amazing
solid 1-2 punch at tight end coming up, especially if he can just be that jacked. I don't know what it does, but that looked positive. I put that Jalin Hyatt drove his teammates around on the golf cart today at whatever golf tournament they were at. So leader, because he's driving everybody around, right? So maybe not as cocky as people thought initially. Yep. And then I also saw that Hyatt's been making some plays. And again, Daniel with the deep ball a lot, which is good because we got all those receivers. So we better start getting ready to throw the deep ball.
Yeah, Bellinger looking mighty fine.
Yeah, he is jacked. We interviewed Bellinger the day before he came to camp last year, and it was a class act, great guy. We're always rooting for him. I think him and Waller are going to do some damage together, no doubt about it.
Can't wait for that.
And there's a big we've talked about it numerous times. A lot of wide receivers, like Colin Johnson made some great plays over the last day or two.
So Pimpleton was
because some of these guys are going to be casualties, believe it or not, right? I mean, we've talked about it on numerous occasions. How many do we go with? 7? And you kind of already know who the 5 are. Yeah, you really got like 5 guys competing for 2 spots.
Pretty much.
100%.
If I had to jot it down, you're going with Johnson and Pimpleton, Polk. What do you call it? Sills. That's
Jeff
1,
Smith.
2, 3.
Look at
Oh wait, what's the kid's name from West Virginia with the 3 first names?
Bryce Wheaton Ford or Ford Wheaton.
Yeah. Bryce, that's 6 right there. I mean, I don't know. One of these guys may start on PUP. Like Wandell or Shepard. I don't know. They may start the year on PUP. But, you've got 6 receivers all fighting for 2 spots, right? So it's going to be interesting. And there is a lot of production in the room. Like, seems like, Tyrod's throwing some TDs, to a couple different guys. Jones is throwing different guys. Is there anyone, Nikki, that you want to see make the team a wild card? Because some of these guys got to play special teams. That's definitely a knock on Sills. He doesn't play special teams. But for some reason, he sticks every year because, 1, he's buddies with Jones. We know that. 2, he makes one sick catch every preseason. And you're like, oh, my goodness, where's that been? And Sills winds up staying. Who in this group here, Johnson, Pimpleton, Polk, Sills, Rice, and I'm missing one other one. Who is there anyone that you want, Nikki, to make the team?
Not in particular. I mean, whoever's going to contribute the most, whoever they feel is a good fit. But it's exactly like you said with Sills. We see like these 1 or 2 crazy, catches, and then you're like, oh my God, this guy's great. And he will come up big sometimes. We did see that last season. And, he almost knocked me out on the sidelines last year. So maybe I'm a little biased towards him. I think whoever's just going to be the right fit. I know that's the cop-out answer, but I think we need to see a little bit more from these guys before I can say, oh, this is the one that I want.
Alex, I wrote a piece on nygiantsrush.com last week about the underdog wide receiver, like this guy that's in the middle, right? It's definitely, and I'm kind of jumping on the Mark. My man Mark jumped in with, and Darius both jumped in with
Paris Campbell, right?
Yeah,
Paris
Campbell.
He's gonna be.
He's gonna be a stud.
Paris Campbell to me seems like he's in this really cool spot, right? He's not a guy like already, Slayton, right? Hodgins, and Hodgins is going to come in hot because he came in the middle of the year. He'll have a full year under his belt, right? You already know about Wan'Dale and Shepard, and then you kind of have all these other guys. But Campbell's, he's had some success. He hasn't had like these huge breakout years, but it feels like he'll get a lot more reps. He's got great speed. They've talked about him numerous times in camp fitting right in. He just seems like the underdog that could really benefit because, it's Slayton and Hodgins are probably going to get a lot of attention. Waller's going to get a lot of attention. Campbell seems like a sneaky fit, to have some success. Any thoughts, Alex, on Campbell?
I think he was my favorite of like the signings. I feel like at wideout because he had that catch against us in that meaningless Colts game that was it was insane. And I was like, I don't know what this dude's deal is, but he's great. And it was like, I think he's been injury prone his whole career until last season. Finally got to play with a bad Colts team. But like when he's got to make a play, he's always able to make the play. I think I love Slayton, but I feel like I would take Campbell over Slayton. I feel like if you maybe pick between the two of them, just because the upside that Campbell brings to this team, just he can destroy that secondary if we just get him going well enough. And him and Slayton on opposite sides is going to be awesome. If we can do that, just making that field a little bit longer, running those deep plays like Daniel's throwing right now. Like he's going to be somebody's called him a problem. He's going to be an absolute problem for defenses all season long.
You're talking about Campbell, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Like, I just feel like I said, like that piece that I wrote was all about who's the underdog. I just think he's like in this role that everybody keeps forgetting him. You know what I mean? Like there's not
so many people to talk about now. Yeah.
Yes. And listen, no one's paid attention to the Colts since Andrew Luck left. So he's like one of these guys that like, you're not familiar with him. Right? You're not overly familiar with his game.
I think if you play fantasy football, you're familiar with him. I will argue that point because I think
is that like a plug for rush hour
a bye week starter?
No, but I think you're familiar with him because listen, when the Colts had when they had Rivers and Matt Ryan, like you paid attention my point is when you play fantasy football, you pay attention to all of the different teams. And yes, maybe it's a little plug for rush hour, but I would say because I had him on my fantasy team, like I think you just if you play, you get to know these players a little bit more. I don't know that he's like an underdog per se, but I do think he's going to perform much better here than he did with the Colts.
Think about it, Nikki. Nobody's talking about Campbell. They're talking about Hodgins coming back.
They're talking about Hyatt because that's what the media is talking about.
Right.
Because it's some bullshit anonymous quote.
Yep. And I just love that Campbell's kind of flying below the radar.
Yeah, but I don't think he's an underdog. I think under the radar and underdog are a little bit different.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going for the fact that he could potentially, be number 6 on this team if Hyatt outproduces him, right?
Maybe.
I mean, Slayton's still going to get a chance to be 1 or 2. Hodgins is still going to get a chance to be 1 or 2. Hyatt's going to get a chance to be 1 or 2. And then, of course, then you've got, like I said, Wan'Dale's hurt. I don't know when Wan'Dale's going to be healthy. I don't know who's going to be healthy first, Wan'Dale or Shepard. They're both around the same time period, right? So, to me, that's the underdog is like, he's not favored to win any of those jobs, but he could.
I feel like underdog is like the Giants playing the undefeated Patriots. That's what I think underdog is like. I don't know Paris Campbell is exactly in that category, but okay. We agree to disagree. That's what we're here for.
Fair enough. All right, let's talk about something that's really ugly. Just flat out ugly. I'm going to show you guys a graphic here and tell me,
list.
What's that?
Is this Nick Shook's drunk list?
How did you know? You know what? That's why you get paid the big bucks, because you are reading my mind. This list.
Talk about an underdog. No.
Yeah. Listen, I went to camp last year with Nails, me and Chris, and Chris laughs because I stretched the truth a little bit on what happened because it's funny. But like Richie James dropped like 6 balls in one day. And then I'm sure he's a good guy, right? And he made some big catches. But this, hold the phone. Timeout. What crack pipe is this guy smoking from? Because this is what came out today. And I'm going to put this on the screen so all you folks can see this. I hope you're sitting down, like you're not doing anything that's like, mowing the grass where you can run over your foot, or if you're high on a roof maybe, or I hope you're all sitting down when you see this so nothing bad happens to you. Don't cross the street, with your phone.
Yeah,
ready?
Don't operate heavy machinery. Get
No
ready.
machinery,
3,
exactly.
2, 1.
Okay. This came out today for productive receivers that, when you need a first down. This is what came out today. So if you can see this, it's top 10 most reliable pass catchers of 2022. Starts off with McLaren, then it goes to Diggs at number 9, Devontae Smith, Alex's guy at 8,
Bust.
T. Higgins at 7, Tyler Boyd at 6, Cooper Kupp at 5, Dallas Goedert at 4, Mike Williams at 3, George Pickens at 2. And rounding out the number 1 spot for the 10 and for the most reliable, and I'm not going to say the most reliable pass catchers of 2022 is Richie James. What is happening that Richie James is ranked? And what's even more funny is that there was a list that came out earlier in the day, I'm pretty sure from the same cat, who said the most productive athletes from the 2000s on, and Michael Strahan wasn't on the list, but Odell Beckham was. I'm like, Strahan's kind of in the Hall of Fame, Super Bowl, sack record. No, Odell Beckham did squat at 1 catch. So these lists are popping all over. What's your thoughts? I'm going to put it on the screen for you one more time because you really need to soak this in. Oh, that's our schedule.
I guess soak in
There it is.
The schedule.
Number 1, according to Next Gen Stats, the most reliable pass catchers of 2022 is Richie James. Alex, the floor is yours.
I mean, I think if you want to go back to, I guess I know it's based off of stats, but one, like, great job, Dable and co, for just finding another stud and making the most efficient guy out there. And then if you go look back at the picture again, it's got the Chiefs logo on it, and I feel like they're like, Patrick Mahomes is throwing it to that guy. We're gonna say he's the most reliable receiver because he's got Patrick Mahomes tossing it to him from now on.
It's not a bad thought. So you think they're calculating some type
They're
of
spinning it around, yeah. Like, well, I mean, he's getting it from Mahomes.
Okay. So you're thinking it's kind of like 22 stats and then a little bit of a projection because Holmes is going to be his new quarterback? Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, Richie James was awesome last year, but it's just like
he started off bad and he got better as the year went. But he was not.
Seattle really. I lost it on him in Seattle. I was out on Richie in Seattle, but like towards the end of the season, he won me back over. But those 2 fumbles.
How is he He's higher rated than. I'll put it up there again. He's higher rated
Williams.
than Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs and T. Higgins. I mean, this can't be Terry McLaren. How can it be?
Because his article basically said something about like he exceeded expectations, to put it very, very, very in a very simple form. But really, Nick is just hitting the sauce. I don't know what sauce, but I'm about to DM him and be like, why don't you come on Rush Hour and explain yourself? Because how in the world are you putting Richie James first? And this is why I say not everybody is a content creator. Everybody stop the clickbait bullshit madness, because this is the shit that we're getting and it's ridiculous.
I think it kind of, to your point, just like, let's talk about productive receivers And there's a list of productive receivers. Like if the Giants had such a dismal offense and Jones did not he had a nice year, but by NFL standards, everybody crapped on Jones, right? Everybody crapped on Jones. He didn't have enough touchdowns. He didn't have this. He didn't have that. Like how long have we been hearing how like Giants fans, we are objective and then we're not objective, but we understand that we're headed in the right direction. The NFL is like, hey, Jones had a nice year, but well, how can it be if it's we had a nice year, but how does Richie James, the number one most reliable pass catcher, like they just don't work together? It's almost like these guys are throwing barbecue sauce. I mean, you know, they're throwing Ted Lasso darts here. I mean, and Mark, I see he did play well, and we're not saying he didn't play well, but most productive. You were talking about it. Jones only threw 15 touchdowns, right? We didn't have that. Like we didn't have this prolific offense. Richie James, right? Jay he was a practice squad guy. He came in and he performed well because we were thin at wide receiver.
Like all of our guys felt like they were practice squad guys last year. Though,
they
so
were.
That too. So like, should we just all put out lists that don't make any sense? We just put out like,
if you want eyeballs, absolutely. If you want no credibility or integrity, absolutely.
All right. So Alex, this is what we're gonna do. Tomorrow,
I'll put out a list, man. I gotta fire top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Ready to go.
We can't do QBs. Can't do QBs.
Okay.
Give me something else. Just
give me
QB. Everyone does QBs.
You give me something else. I'll rank it.
Okay. Tomorrow, give me top running backs tomorrow and hashtag, rush and everything like that. Give me top 10 running backs tomorrow.
All right. People are going to hate it.
Yep. Nikki. I need you to give me,
I did my QB rankings.
I need you to give me top 10 kickers tomorrow.
Hey, I did my QB rankings on Rush Hour. And I did
see your quarterback categories were spot on.
Weren't they funny? We did them.
Yeah, because you chose like which guys were good looking, which guy, which guy, eats his steak with his left hand. I saw all your.
We're gonna do our real one fantasy ranking as we get closer, but we are having fun with it. Next up, we're ranking fan bases, so that'll be fun.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Bottom two, Philly and Dallas.
Wait, fan base is good. Fan base is bad.
We're going to tier it up like we did for the quarterbacks, and then we're just going to go all in on fan bases.
Damn, you're just looking to insult everybody.
Yeah. Oh, well, I already pissed off the Cowboy fan base today. It got turned into a meme, so.
I know. You did get turned into a meme, and I was like, oh, I felt terrible for you.
It's all right. Apparently, that's how you made it. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, so that list, I just don't. Yeah, you know what? We should bring that guy on and just be like, and again, I am happy for Richie James, but no, just no. So I don't know. I need one. Maybe I'll do like top 10. Do top 10 tight ends. I could do, or I could do top 10. Yeah, maybe I'll do tight ends.
But like we're not making the real top 10 list though, right? We're doing what's going to get the people talking.
It's this.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you do. People get so mad. I had like the #1 blog in my company for down here in Houston. I had put like, leaked Texans schedule, and it was just like me making up a schedule. They're playing USC week 3. They got the Utah Jazz right off the bye week. And people are like, wait, what is this? But it was like people just click on it because they want to go talk about it. I'll give us the best lists ever, guys.
Alex, Ashley Wilkins is in the chat.
What's going on, Ashley?
She just came by to say hi to us. Wait, you don't want to say hi to us? What's up with that? We're here too.
Say hi to everybody else. Come on.
We count.
She's shy. I appreciate it. She's shy.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't be shy, Ashley. We love you too. You're welcome. You're welcome here on Giants Rush anytime. So all right. So tomorrow I got tight ends. You got running backs. You got kickers. And we're just gonna put our else out. I'll make it look all glossy and nice, so it has a nice graphic to it. And then, like I'm gonna pick like the second string tight end from like Minnesota.
I'll put Adrian Peterson on my list. He could still suit up. If he's still suited up, he'd be #1.
It'd be like this. It'd be like he's on injury reserve, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Someone will say
he's never officially retired.
Exactly.
He really has.
Exactly. All right, we're gonna definitely do that. All right. we're going to wrap this up in a couple minutes. OTAs wrapping up. We're happy. Anything you guys are disappointed with out of OTAs? Anything that you're like, man, I wanted this, Alex? Anything that you're like, you know what? I got 19 podcasts and 4 jobs, but I didn't hear this. Is there anything that you were like, you weren't happy with or you were missing out on?
Not really, man. I mean, Saquon not being there, I would love Saquon to be out there, but like I'm going into this season as positive as I have been in years with what we've got, what this team has put together. So like, I'm not gonna let anything OTAs wise keep me down right now. This is all speculative stuff we're talking about. Like, I'm as happy as can be going into this.
Yeah, I agree. Nikki, how about you? Something like, I know you've been to the facility. You're asking questions. You're running around like crazy doing 19 jobs too. Anything that stuck out to you? Like, you know what? I really wanted to see X.
Nothing I can say here. But anyway, no, I'm just
What does that mean?
No. It is in reference to some colleagues. Anyway, so
Whoa. Come on, you gotta spit that out.
No, I think like Alex said, it's listen, it's OTAs. I'm not trying to get too stressed out about this stuff yet. It's just June 5th. So, we'll see. Camp starts July 27th. Hopefully
and tags coming up for Saquon's coming up.
Yep. So I don't know how that's gonna go. Apparently both sides are still just really far apart.
Yeah.
And not getting any closer anytime soon.
Let's do some housekeeping. Content, people. nygiantsrush.com. I have a new store in the works. Wait till you people see the new store. I mean, I've got yoga pants. I've got muscle tear tanks. I've got sports bras because Nikki's been driving me crazy. I've got bikinis for you ladies.
Yes.
Bikinis with all the different logos. I got the Rush logo. I got the skull, the headphones. I got it all. I've got all sorts of t-shirts. I've got joggers for you dudes that love wearing the tight ankle joggers. I got everything. So the new store is in the works. The old store is still up there, so you can get your summer swag on. If you want to buy any kind of gear in there, that's definitely up there. But the new store is going to rock. That's going to come out. We released a new logo last week for Rush Hour. Rush Hour, for all you new folks, is our Wednesday show hosted by right there, Nikki Six.
Truly, yeah.
They talk fantasy football, they talk sports betting, and they talk around the NFL. So we've got 3 leagues coming up for some of you new guys. We've got the Baller League, which is going to be a paid league for all you crazy nuts that love to gamble your money and put your money where your mouth is. We're going to have the Rookie League for all you people who want to play a free league. And Danny, who's the producer of Rush Hour, and Nikki, you're going to be running all this stuff for you. So that Rookie League will be just play and have fun, right? Play and have fun, learn how to play. And then we're going to have an all ladies league, all girls league, the queens, right?
Yeah.
The queens of fantasy are going to be having their own league. So we're going to have 3 leagues. You'll be able to go to nygiantsrush.com to register. Everything be up there. So every Wednesday, 8 p.m. is Rush Hour. We released a new logo last week. Thank you all for voting. I think it was tied between the white, slightly gray version and that blue purplish look. So they were tied, and I got about 50 votes, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
So remember, Wednesday is not a Giants show. You will not get much Giants content there, but that's why Nikki bounces back and forth. So we have that. Thank you for the milestones, as I mentioned, 10,000 on Twitter, 1,000 subs on YouTube. The audio is still available too. So if you are walking the dog, working out at the gym, trying to get away from your boyfriend or your husband, and you're doing laps, or whatever you're doing, throw it on. You can get it on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Pods, Google Play, Amazon Music, all that. You can get us all there. It's all pushed out there too. Interview coming up next week. And there was one other thing I was going to tell you, and I can't remember what it was. Nikki, what else did I have to tell them?
I don't know.
Nikki, what do you have?
I don't know. I'm trying to be a mind reader here. But Wednesday is our AFC North panel, and oh my God, we got some big names for you guys because we swing big on Rush Hour. We swing big.
Yes, they do. And it gets, and if you're a fan of the NFL, Danny and Nikki are just crushing it with a panel from every single team. They're talking about draft grades. So they've already done, I think, NFC East and West. They've done South. What do you got? You got what now? This week is the
AFC North. We're going to do this week. Each panel we talk about how they feel about their first round draft picks. We talk about in the division who's standing out in terms of fantasy. We do a segment called Way Too Early, Way Too Bold Predictions. And then I do my informal poll where I ask everybody, would you dip your chicken wings or ranch or blue cheese?
Oh, didn't we do this with like a bunch of guys and you and I lost, didn't we?
I'm doing it there. I'm trying to see if this is a West Coast thing or not. The West Coast panel, they all went like ranch. So
Alex, what's your choice here?
I would probably go ranch over blue cheese.
See? And he lives in that's what I mean.
I mean, it's
ranch is for salad.
Ranch isn't just for salad, dude.
Come on,
no.
Really?
Ranch is for like everything.
No.
You put ranch on just about everything. It's better.
Do you put it on your pizza?
I don't, but I know a lot of people that do. Huh. But I also think like a wing, like you don't need to put anything on a wing if it's a good wing.
True.
Now that I agree with.
I agree.
I do agree with that.
Well, like every third or fourth wing, maybe just a little bit.
I'm still going to, yeah. But like if it's a really good wing, it's like you don't need a dipping sauce, right? It's like steak sauce, they always say, right?
Oh yeah. Oh my, I did that yesterday on Twitter.
You can marinate the steak in some type of sauce, but you don't need to mask the taste of the steak with the sauce.
Right.
Yeah. No, Darius, ranch is not awesome. Come on.
Darius he loves
is there like an anti-ranch agenda that I'm?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm the anti-ranch person.
We're gonna hate ranch.
That say I hate ranch. I think it's vile.
We are Rush.
Like not even on a salad.
No, ranch
salad's fine.
No,
I'm fine with ranch. Listen, I don't choose to put ranch on a salad, but if that was my only choice, I would go for it.
That's fair.
But I do not want ranch on my wings at all, under any circumstances.
Okay. Well, Futile needs you to get 3X shirts in the merch store. So
Darius is just happy that Alex said that because now Darius is like, yes, Alex is definitely part of it. Let's go.
He said one good thing tonight.
Let me tell you, these guys send me like ranch soda on Twitter just to get at me. And it's pretty funny. I laugh.
Yeah, I know. Darius is good people.
He is. He's the best.
Listen, I appreciate everybody tuning in. There's a lot of really cool things coming up. We're gonna have next week. We'll have Adriana on, her first time on the pod. We're going to do some cool things. Like I said, we got the fantasy leagues coming up. We got interviews coming up. And Alex just kind of sprung this on me because he does like 19 different crazy podcasts and they're all really good. One, make sure you're following these peeps, guys. They put out great stuff. The Instagram account is NYGiants_rush. I don't know why you guys aren't following us on there. Please jump on the Instagram account. I always say if Elon Musk goes off the rails and Twitter goes away, I'll have no opportunity to talk to you folks on a weekly basis. So please, if you get a chance and you're an Instagram guy, if you like the IG, just NYGiants_rush. We're trying to build that account up because it's my second one. My first one got hacked and erased. So this is the second one that we're building. So it's starting to get there. You guys are always really good at supporting us, but if you can, pass that around. We got a lot of good things coming up. We're going to do some cool stuff. And we are in the process of doing some cool stuff just to put it on your radar. FanFest, right? We're thinking about doing bringing up Alex for FanFest and, maybe putting a little tailgate party on with some food in the parking lot. Last year we gave away beer pong tables.
Yeah,
in the parking lot, which went over well. So this year we're thinking about stepping it up a little bit. So putting it on your radar that FanFest is coming. We're going to do something different. Of course, you guys know we streamed from, Isaiah and Gates's camp. So we're going to look to do that again with someone else. We've got some stuff working. So, but Alex said they do this thing on his podcast that they talk about these crazy topics. And then by the end of the show, someone gives them a suggestion on what we should talk about. So I'm going to steal a little bit of Alex's mojo for next week's show. If you have something that you want to talk about, something fun, off the rails, in the weeds, down the rabbit hole, whatever the cliche is, hit me up and be like, yo, Santucci, love the show. I'd like you to talk about, blah, blah, blah. And I don't even know what that is. Nikki, what would be something off the rails? Give me an example.
The Vanderpump Rules reunion this week and talk about it next week.
So right away, okay, this is the second time this has come up. I'm like old, broken down dude who doesn't like get the whole Vanderpump thing. Like I have to keep asking people what it is because like certain things I don't do. And like hot guys on a TV show, like doing all, I just don't get it. So yeah, if there's a Vanderpump / Giants thing that we can kind of go, yeah, okay, we'll do that if you guys want that.
You said we could go down the rabbit hole, so
I know. Well, I was Master Blaster in it about an hour ago with Thunderdome, right?
Right.
I told you, I want to be Andrew Thomas would be Master. I would be Blaster.
Yeah.
I'd be on his shoulder. Andrew Thomas would be like crushing through zombies. And I'd just be up top, cutting heads off.
Oh, and we've come full circle, everyone. They
Yes,
started
we have.
talking about
Perfect.
chopping heads off with machetes, and this is how we end Monday night.
Alex, how do all the good folks find you and tell them what you are up to on a weekly basis?
I am at Alex J. Middleton on Twitter, Instagram, all of the socials. I do a couple of other podcasts. I do the Clear Up Big Blue podcast, usually on Tuesdays. We recorded that actually today. We talk Premier League soccer. We talk a little Giants too. They're at CBB Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And then I also, my baby is Pass Grade Podcast at Pass Grade Pod on all socials. And that's just me. And if you want to hear like three dudes just talking shit about everything going on, then
Can I be a
check
guest
out
on
Pass
that
Grade
show?
Podcast. Absolutely. We can make that happen, man.
Wow.
Let's do it.
I wanna
We'll
be a
cross
guest
promote.
on- You won't even
Yeah.
be a guest on Rush Hour. Wow. Okay.
Oh,
I
see,
see
now-
how
see,
this-
now
I
that's
see
not
how
fair.
this is going.
That's not fair because I try to give
I
you
was
your
even a
space.
guest on Rush Hour.
I
You-
know.
Yeah. See, I just try. See, I'm very confident that my right hand woman over here, 6, can handle the show, so I don't come in and infringe on her flow.
Oh, you
Okay.
wouldn't. You'd be a guest. See, Ashley knows what's up, so she could come on. Let's have Ashley come on Wednesday, and we'll do a whole like Vanderpump Rules.
Is
Look,
it true
so
they're all
already-
vampires? So it's a whole
What?
family of vampires, and this is a reality show about that, right?
There's nothing about vampires whatsoever.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's a
Classic
different
mix
show.
up.
Yeah.
It was Twilight, I think is what I was thinking.
Oh yeah. No, there's a
Wait a minute.
werewolf in that one, isn't there?
Wow.
It's Teen Wolf, I think. You're thinking Teen
Oh,
Wolf.
gotcha. No, that was Michael J. Fox. No, it's Back to the Future. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Giants Rush. We're here every Monday, 8 o'clock. Nikki's got you on Wednesday for Rush Hour. The store is up. The content's up. Save it. Share it. Favorite. We love all you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye. See you Wednesday.
Hur, hur.